Hi mamas, my name is Chiara. I had my baby just over 3 months ago, and I've put together this short video for all the moms out there who are just as I am, struggling with backaches, neck aches, ab separation and pelvic floor. So if you'd like to start to bring your body back into shape, go towards a sense of healing, but also just keep your back on track as you have to carry the baby for many hours a day and breastfeed in all kinds of positions to accommodate your baby, this video is for you. I'm a certified yoga teacher, so I hope that I can bring into this practice some of the lessons from yoga, but also some lessons that I learned from my personal physiotherapist within my healing journey. And so we're going to concentrate specifically on the neck, the back, and then we'll move to core exercises for the ab separation specifically and pelvic floor. I hope you enjoy, and I hope that you can squeeze this practice, which is short, into your daily routine when your partner maybe comes home and gives you a 15-minute break from the baby. Enjoy. Let's start sitting in whichever position is comfortable for you, cross-legged or also on a chair, and bring your hands on your knees and just let's take a few deep breaths. Try to focus on feeling the bottom of your belly with your breath as you inhale, and take a count of 5 with the inhale. Hold the breath in for 3 seconds and then exhale on a count of 5. We start with concentrating on our upper back and neck. So let's start with just flexing the neck towards the right side, holding it here. Depending on your level of pain, your tightness, you might want to stop here, or you might want to bring your hand on top of the head and just slightly push down. And release to the other side. Front. You can bring both hands on the back of your head to increase the weight. And especially if you feel that you're very tight, just do all these movements in a very delicate way, softly, without straining too much, because it already happened to me several times that I'm so tense that these exercises might trigger more pain. So let's do some very slow circles. You can just change the direction after every circle. And we move on to the shoulders, so we just do circles with the shoulders. As you do these exercises, you can check in with your body, feel if there's any area that feels more tense than other. If you're like me, I tend to carry my baby more on my dominant side, my right side. So I often find myself in a very awkward, twisted position where my right shoulder is much more tense than the left one. change the direction of the circles, back to front, front to back. And we can also move a bit our upper back. And then we take a big breath and bring our hands up towards the sky. Try to really extend as much as you can. And then as we exhale, we shift to the left. Now to the center. Exhale to the right. We find that this already brings some feelings in the back. If you're quite tense like I am right now, let's do it once more. And I'm just going to shift. We will interlace the fingers behind our back. Just push out so that we open up the chest and look up. Release the hands. We come on our hands and knees. And we'll just do a couple of cat-cows, which is a really great stretch at any point of pregnancy and postpartum. So inhale and arch your back. You want to be bringing your butt inwards. And as you exhale, you can arch the other way. Slightly lift your head up. Inhale, arch up. Don't let your belly drop out or be floppy. Try to basically squeeze your abs as much as you can. In this position, bring your belly button inward so that you're activating your core. From here, we'll just open the legs a bit wider and sit back into a child's pose. So we slide the hands forward and we just place our forehead on the mat. Keep taking deep breaths throughout the poses. Now shift your hands to the left, just as much as you need to start feeling a stretch on your right hand side. And then we shift the hands to the right side. Back up, back to all fours, and we'll do thread the needle. So we'll take our right hand and push it below the left hand, and place the head on the mat. You should feel a stretch in your back, upper back. And we'll come back up to the other side. come back to all fours. We'll turn the feet in, so push on your toes, and then we'll push up into a downward facing dog. You don't need to place your heels down on the ground. You can keep your knees bent and push with your butt back and up so that your back is straight. Keep your head in the same line as the spine. And then we slowly walk with our feet all the way to the hands. Stay down here. Take a few breaths. You can also grab your elbows and maybe shift a bit from left to right. Hands. We very slowly come all the way up to standing, very, very slowly. All right. So, as we stand up, we can just take a check of our body, maybe move a little bit as you feel like, just to feel where the tensions are. And here we take a wide distance between the legs, and we're just going to open our arms, turn the left foot towards the front of the mat, and come down in a triangle pose. So the left hand goes down to the left foot, the right hand towards the sky, and we look up. Breathe. Make sure that you're not too much to the front, but that your shoulder and trunk is all in the same plane as your legs. Come up, change side. Alright, so we're going to do some, move on to squats. But before doing that, we'll just do a preparation. So we'll do a chair pose. We bring the hands all the way up towards front, and then we slowly sit back in a chair pose, as if we're just sitting in a chair. And we try to stay here as long as we can, just do whatever you can at this point. But make sure that your back feels straight and your feet are well planted on the ground. Breathe. You can try to sit back as much as you can. Breaths. Feel the belly. And with the exhale, we come up. Now let's bring our hands to the front, and we we lean down into a squat. Inhale up, exhale down. Let's come to a mountain pose. So we bring the feet hip distance apart. Make sure that you're well planted so that your weight is well distributed on the whole plant of the floor of the foot. And then we open the arms to the side. Take a big breath. And now we're going to do some pelvic floor exercises. So just some squeezes of the pelvic floor. You can imagine that you're picking up the famous cherry or blueberry or whatever as you're doing this. And so we inhale, and as we exhale, we were going to squeeze and hold for 6 seconds. So inhale, exhale, squeeze. Again, and we repeat for 5 times. As you inhale, you can release the pelvic floor. We'll now do a few quick squeezes. So you'll just inhale and then exhale, quickly squeeze, and then we'll do a few in a row. So squeeze, 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 squeeze. Great. So this set, which is quite short, you should repeat 4 times a day. Ideally in a standing position so that you're working against gravity to slowly bring strength and tone back to your pelvic floor. My pelvic floor is not in a great state right now. Alright, so let's now come to the sitting on the mat, and we're going to do some exercises for pelvic floor but also for the ab separation. So we'll come bend our knees, come down with our back, make sure that your back is well touching the bottom of the mat, all the back, and you don't have any gaps. And from here we're going to do the famous pelvic tilts. So what you want to do here is really a very minimal tilt. So you want to be squeezing the pelvic floor and slightly bringing basically your pelvic floor upwards. So you don't want to use your upper abdominals for this, just the pelvic floor. It's a very small movement, small tilt here. Again, you can use the same rule with the breath, so inhale and squeeze as you exhale. And now we're going to do some knees tilt. So make sure that your knees are generally quite firm, they don't wobble so much. And then we're going to start with the left knee, and we're just going to bring it at about 45-degree angle very, very slowly, and then bring it back up. Notice that you want to be activating your core when you do these exercises. They're extremely small movements, very, very subtle. You can bring your hands on your stomach to feel how your core is working and being activated. So very slowly, one knee at a time, you bring it out, 45-degree angle, and then back in. And notice how your other knee might wobble, which indicates that your core is not super strong right now, which is completely fine. You've just given birth. Alright, and we're going to do some feet sliding. So we're going to make sure that our core is activated, and then slide out the right leg and then bring it up, and the other one. Bring it up, slide out, up, slide out, up. Make sure that your back is well touching the mat. There are no gaps. Keep sliding, alternating legs. Great. Now we'll bring both legs up. Try to have about 90-degree angle with your knees. Keep your hands on the core, on your stomach, and we're going to tap with one leg at a time. So tap down on the floor and bring the leg up. Down on the floor, up. We'll do a few of these. Keep breathing as we do this. These are exercises that help with bringing the abs back together if you have a separation. You should be starting to feel the hair muscles are working right now. And then we'll keep the legs up in the air. We'll just extend one and then bring it down. Extend to the front, bring it down. Extend, down. Use the breath. Try to see if your legs are very wobbly. Try to maintain them as firm as you can. Alright, great. You can bring down the knees and we'll do a couple of bridge poses and then we're on to our final few stretches. So for bridge, you bring the legs down, the knees are still bent. You place your hands down on the mat and you're going to inhaling and exhaling, bring activate the core and bring your butt, pelvic floor up in the sky. Squeeze the pelvic floor and then release down as you inhale. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze and bring up. Down. Inhale. Release the pelvic floor and then exhale. Squeeze and come up. Do a few more. Great. And now we're going to come on one side. You can place your arm out and your head is supported by your arm. And then stack your feet, your knees on top of each other. You can bring your upper knee slightly towards the front, so it's sticking out a little bit. Your hands can come on the mat. Feet must touch each other. And we're going to open and close the upper leg. So this is for glutes and glute muscles, which are important to sustain the back whenever you are carrying heavy weights. And so we'll do 20 of these. So brace yourself. We are at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, and 20. And then we'll swap to the other side. One. Ten. 15. And 20. Great. So we can come up in a sitting position. We'll just take a very light twist. So we'll twist to one side. And to the other side. Just take one final big breath. Hands to the sky. Exhale down, hands on the floor in front of you. And then we come up. And we're done. I hope that this practice helps you to be on your path towards healing and to just manage a bit better with the pains of motherhood. See you on the mat next time. Bye.